Dana Abercrombie, the Koalition. Hello, guys. It is wonderful to speak to you. But right away, of course, everyone is wondering, why would you sign up for this?
Well, I don't think any of us necessarily signed up for it. I think we all saw this as a great chance to kind of see if we all do have maybe the one that got away. I think you go through life and to have a chance to see all your missed connections come through and kind of say, hey, I think we're compatible, or oh, I want to explore this further with you, was a great experience that I think anybody would want to take.
Oh,
Yeah, definitely never thought about signing up for reality TV ever in general. I got reached out to on Bumble, out of all places. My life was pretty private. My Instagram was private. Everything was private. Somehow they found me and they told me about the show, and I was like, you know what? I was in a super long-term relationship for like 9 years. Like, yeah, there's plenty of women from my past that I could just think of that, yeah, I would love to, explore what that connection could have been. And so it was a no-brainer for me.
and what about you?
Yeah, totally. So just growing up and just when you think about the one that got away, you've met a lot of tremendous and a lot of great people every step of the way in life. When I think about, a dating show or ultimately a reality show, and as a man have an opportunity to date multiple women all at one time, why wouldn't you sign up for that?
Good answer. So, what I was wondering, obviously, no spoilers, but we all have that misconnection. Would you say that the reality kind of did not match what the fantasy is of what you thought it would have been?
So I
Anyone?
think we all went into the show with kind of, I don't know, no knowledge on it, right? Like none of us, we've never seen this done before, right? So you've never seen a dating show that brought on six people to go through their past 20, 30 years of people you've met, not even necessarily people you've dated, just people you've met. And so none of us really knew what we were signing up for. And I kind of didn't let my brain even go that far because I didn't want to anticipate something and then that didn't come true. I mean, I didn't even know if there was going to be just me on this dating experience. I didn't know if there was going to be five of us, and there ended up being six of us, and we all really grew through this experience together.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would say, from my perspective, I think this experience is even better than what reality would be. Because I would imagine if I was to reconnect with someone, they'd be like, hey, like, you want to grab coffee? And it's kind of awkward, like, being the first person to reach out. And, it's like you don't know if they're in a relationship or not or what their situation is. Like, hey, yeah, let's just catch up. What have you been doing for the past 10 years? It's like, I just don't feel like the reality of it would be as great as coming on this, like, show through a portal where you're just like immersed in a completely different world. You have no cell phone, no access to the outside world. You're just immersed to try to find love and see, this connection, and you're sharing this completely brand new experience together. So I can't really think of a better way to reconnect with someone than to do it on this show.
Yeah, and then when you think about trying to recreate this experience in life, I don't know if it's possible, right? How many times do you get the opportunity to date people that genuinely want to be in your life, genuinely want to date you, right? So people that are willing to leave their whole life behind, their family, really just make themselves vulnerable as we're making ourselves vulnerable and saying, hey, you are my person, you are the person I want to be with, you are the person that I ultimately want to grow with. And I think that's the uniqueness of this opportunity versus reality.
Now, because of this experience and looking back on it, I was wondering, do you view relationships, friendships, the haying on the street kind of differently now that you've been through this show?
Yeah, I think I learned that you really have to like put the electronics down and kind of just be present and just take in the person who is in front of you, because whether it was this dating show or just us sitting here together today, I mean, we could build such a genuine connection without all the distractions that come from this, whether it's a text or social media or whatever it might be. And so I think that's one thing I took away.
Okay. What about you?
Yeah, I think coming out of this show, it really taught me that there's just so many different types of love that that exists, and like, even though like we all were dating and trying to find love romantically, I think being on this experience together with these guys and those girls on the show, like we formed such true friendships, and I feel like even at this stage in my life where I'm 31, there's not really a lot of new friends. You kind of got your social circle, and meeting these guys who I probably never would have met just naturally, if it wasn't for this experience, like, and broadening my horizons that way, and getting their input and their point of view on my dates, it's honestly something I could never trade for the world.
Yeah, and I guess what I would say is that I am the worst dater in the world, right? So I'm looking at some of the different dates that these two guys went on and some of the experiences that I had the opportunity to go on. These dates were phenomenal. I mean, just being able to do something as simple as, he had some dates that, I don't even want to spoil it for you guys. Like, it's just so beautiful. It's so pure, and being able to woo someone or being able to take someone and share that experience with someone and being able to date like that, there's a lot of opportunity for a viewer, even if they're not invested in our stories, they can be invested in the dates that took place themselves and take the person that you care about on a date like that.
Just wondering, without naming any names, was there any connections that you was like, oh no, and then it kind of ended up working out?
I mean, right? I think one of the cool things about this show is it is bringing on people from your past, right? And so I look at somebody and it brings you back to, wow, I met this person in high school. And you still think of them as that person in high school, right? Because you have not seen them since that time. And that was what, 10 years ago. So they're not the same person. I'm not the same person. So I think when you see someone initially come in, your stomach might drop, my hands are sweating. I'm like, oh my God, what the hell are they doing here? But then once you actually get to know them and say like, wow, we've all grown up, it's like, it makes you realize like you really should give people a second chance.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for speaking to me. The show looks amazing. Your journeys are spectacular. I loved it so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for supporting us.